They say to the Muslim, when the Muslim says, you have changed your scriptures, he says, oh, how can you say that? How could you as a Muslim change the Quran? You couldn't do that. How could I change the Bible? Well, the answer is very easy. Very easy. The Bible's not the same thing as the Quran, for at least 3 reasons. The Quran has always been in the hands of the people. Always. From the time of the Prophet, people wrote it down if they could write, and they memorized it and so on. It's always been in the hands of the people. Nobody ever disagreed on what were the contents. The Prophet died, his friends met, and they agreed by gathering all the writings they had said, this is the Quran, and nobody disputed it. Nobody said, no, you left something out. No, this doesn't belong. Nobody argued from the beginning. The Bible doesn't have that history. The Bible has been the property of the church, not the people. The first table of contents to the Bible that reads the same as the contents of the Bible now dates from the year 367. More than 300 years after Jesus, finally they decided which books belong in the Bible. That's point 1. Point 2, the Bible is in dead languages, the Quran is in a living language. 120 million people speak Arabic, the language of the Quran. The Bible is written in ancient Hebrew, ancient Aramaic, and ancient Greek, which nobody speaks. A handful of scholars know it. So that to change it is an easy thing if you're a translator, to read one thing and tell somebody something else. That's easy. Third point, there has never been so much as a letter in dispute about the Quran. No one has even so much as said, this letter is wrong in your copy of the Quran, unless it's a misprint. But nobody ever disputes, no, it should be this, it should be that, and we have a battle over it. Whereas the Bible has come down from many, many manuscripts. Any Bible that's worth buying is filled with footnotes. Almost every page will have a footnote. So you read the verse, footnote. Read down here, it says, or this verse might be, and it gives you an alternate translation, or what some other manuscript says. So when somebody says, I mean, it's a shallow argument if somebody says, look, Muslims can't change the Quran, how could Christians change the Bible? It's because they're 2 different kinds of thing. Now, to doubt the authenticity of the Bible is not a Muslim idea. It's not Muslims who became the enemies of the Bible somehow. They're not enemies of the Bible. The doubtful authenticity of the Bible is an old idea found within the Bible. It's a biblical idea. See, if you ask the question, who wrote the Bible? I mean, who took the ink and the pen and put the words on the page? Who did that? The answer, the scribes. That was their job in ancient times. The scribes meant they wrote the scriptures. Well, in Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 8, it talks about the scribes. Now, some Jews will tell you that Jeremiah is the only authentic book left in the whole Bible. I don't believe that myself, but that's how sure they are about Jeremiah. The most authentic book in the Bible, they say. Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 8, it says, how can you say, we are wise, and the law of the Lord is with us? But behold, the false pen of the scribe has made it into a lie. See, in this place, God is telling you, don't be so sure that everything you have in your hands is Scripture. The scribes write lies with their pens. Watch out. Where are these lies if everything in the Bible is legitimate? So what I'm trying to get at is that the Muslim agrees with most churches. Most churches say, yes, the Bible contains the words of God and some other words besides that. The Muslim agrees. The Bible contains the words of God and some other words. It's only a minority Christian position who will say every word in the Bible came from God. None of it came from man. That's a minority view, but it seems to be the view that the missionary feels he has to sell, even if he doesn't believe it himself.